Hello everybody, this is Tyrex. Welcome to episode number 2 of my Vintagecraft introduction. This is going to be some videos where I will show you how Vintagecraft works, what you can do with it, and give you a general feel of the mod. Last time we have found ourselves the basic resources to advance to the next metal age, and we are currently melting copper in front of us. So let's see how far that is already. Great, we have 3 ingots. We will let it keep melting. I mined out almost all of the copper here. Let's continue with the rest. Of course, I probably should not drop my pickaxe while doing so. Punching with the hands is not the best choice. And once we have melted all this copper, we can start smithing. And that is also a feature that where I can probably still explain a lot and how it works. It does work quite similar to Vintagecraft, from which this mod has a lot of inspiration from, but it has been made a bit more simpler or straightforward, so it is more accessible to the players than the Vintagecraft, than what Vintagecraft does right now with having a sort of a luck-based smithing system. Mine is a lot more deterministic, and I think you're gonna like that. Okay, let's try to set this up. There's a lot of copper here, which is great, and we can already make several tools for ourselves. Let's place down our crafting table in this way too cramped space here. Maybe we remove a little bit, at least a little bit of these blocks here, so we don't have this beautiful gabbro in our face. Okay, now we need some hammers. For hammers we need sticks. For sticks we should break some leaves. Let's get out of here and hope we're not getting murdered in the night. Hey, no sticks. What is that? We need to find those branchy leaves with these. Drop most of the sticks. Large trees are very useful. They have a lot of those branchy leaf blocks around them. We should probably collect like 20 or so, since we have to craft several tools. That probably makes sense. And when you advance to the next age of the metal, you can build yourself a shears, and then you can break those a lot faster, and you get all the drops as well. So do get a really big bonus whenever you advance to the next metal age in general. Perfect, exactly 20 sticks. So, hammers. Let's make 2 hammers already. Just to be on the safe side. These break very easily since they are only made from stone. Now, what you can do is take a hammer in your hand, and you are able to turn any of these stones into a very rudimentary anvil, which will let you craft your very first tools, but will not be very helpful when on the long term, because they break very easily. See, you just right click 3 times and you have an anvil, and I usually make a backup one so that in case this one breaks I can easily switch over. Creating such an anvil also uses up a lot of durability, so I actually even gonna throw this one away already, so that I can start with a fresh one. There we go. It doesn't matter, by the way, which stone you use. All tools will have the same durability, no matter what kind of stone it is. Might change that later, but first, as of right now, it's not so important. Good. Let's heat these nicely reddish pieces of metal. you need one single piece of clay surrounded in a U shape like that with stones, and you will get yourself a stone pot. This you can also make from any stone you want. That has no difference, makes no difference at all. And this is going to help us melt the ingots. Oh, we should probably take those out so we do not run out of them, because these are important for heating our ingots. So you shift right click, you hold shift, right click with the lignite into the empty pot and it will slowly fill. And you can do this exactly the same. Shift right click into the stone pot, puts the ingots in there. You can place up to 4 pieces. And once they're hot, you can just take them out and put cold ingots in there again. This is a general pattern actually. What I programmed in Vintagecraft is that holding shift places the items, not holding shift and right click takes the items. It's just like as if you would be kneeling down and putting something on the ground. So that might help you to interact with future blocks. So shifts like sit down or lean forwards, place the item, get up again to take them off. Okay, yeah, we are really lacking some lignite here. Good. Now we have to light up this coal. For that we need a fire starter. You need to put 2 sticks diagonal and a dry grass. This might change, however, in the future. I do plan to actually completely get rid of the fire starters and just let you ignite the stuff with torches. But for now, in this version, we still need fire starters. So the same, if you want to put something there, so let's say we are going to put sparks of, or actually amber is it, onto the coal. Hold shift, right click, and it's gonna ignite the coal. That will take a while and actually will color the ingots realistically according to the temperature. That's actually taking from the Wikipedia, these temperature values, so you can even guess a little bit. If you have a knowledge of smithing, you can even guess when they're ready to be worked. I think it's like from 500 degrees on, it's gonna start glowing very slowly, and then it becomes orange, from red to orange to yellow to white. At around 1200 degrees Celsius, it's completely white. Of course, one thing that's not realistic here is that these are not gonna melt, these ingots. So you can just let them heat up in there forever, that doesn't matter. That was a gameplay decision of mine, so you do not have to have any time constraints here. Good. So, let's place a stone hammer in here that you always need when you want to work a piece of metal. And then you can select this book and choose which tool you want to produce or which item. You can also make armor or whatever you wish. This is not required, however, by the way. You can just clear here, and if you remember the technique by heart, you can also use this without a helper. This is just a way of that you don't have to remember these combinations. So you see, these ingots have become yellow. These are probably not getting any lighter because they have reached their maximum temperature. Take them out with right click. They will combine if they are a similar temperature. But if you, for example, would separate these, and this is over 200 degrees lower, so you cannot put them together anymore. So what you do then is you put them back inside, and then they're gonna heat up again and slowly become the same temperature again. But for now we have them all the same temperature, so yeah, let's put those in. You see it already writes 3 ingots for the pickaxe. So let's start just copying exactly these techniques which are here. Just do what as it says here. And that's it. There we go. We have ourselves a pickaxe head. Now I do need to hurry up a little bit. Oh, I'll put the ingots here. I need to hurry up a little bit so we do not lose too much of our lignite. We have only 4 pieces left. That's gonna let us make wait a minute, we have 4 ingots left. We can either make a saw or a sword. I'm not sure. What is the better choice? Probably a saw, so we can maybe do a bit of building. As soon as we found more lignite, we can make ourselves a sword. No, actually, let's make the sword first. Probably survival has the higher priority now. And then once we got enough resources, only then it makes sense to build a base, I think. Oh, why do I mine it with the stone pick? Let's make a copper pick. So, whenever you make a tool, you usually just get a tool head, combine it with a stick, and you get your actual tool. That should already have a little bit noticeable change in mining speed. Not too much though. Gotta get to bronze and iron to have a really better speed. But it is faster, you can measure it. In seconds it will be a little bit faster to mine with a copper pick compared to iron, compared to stone. So, okay, let's make a sword. Bam, 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 there we go. Also just a head. Oh, we have 2 ingots left. Ah man. What shall we do? What shall we do? Shears, sickle. It doesn't make any sense. We need one more. We really, really need the saw. Okay, I'm just gonna let them cool down. These just cool down on its own. And you see here it's already writes workable. It's like the math behind this is that every ingot will become workable at 60% of its melting point. That's actually a real life value too. But generally I suggest you to let it go higher temperatures, because otherwise it very quickly becomes unworkable. But as you see, it's now even still now workable because it's still above the 60%. It just cools down slowly. Alright. There's a thunderstorm going on outside. Weather hasn't changed much in Vintagecraft. That's gonna come later. Alright, let's take those with us. And right, we need the sword definitely. This one is a lot better. It is double the damage than an axe, so it really pays off to make a sword. Alright, let's continue our journey. Let's try... oh, there is spider webs. Okay, we probably should stay away from this place. That is something I have seen only rarely whenever I play. If there are spider webs, that means there are spider eggs nearby. And these act just like spawners for a special spider, which are a little bit similar to cave spiders, but they do not poison you. It's also part of an achievement to kill these. Alright, we need 2 things. We need lignite and we need cassiterite. So I'm gonna stop the video here. It's way too laggy anyway with the rain, and collect some of these resources. Bye bye. So cold, so cold. I am so cold and soaked. Alright, I'm back. I did quite some exploring now. Picked up a lot of stuff. That was quite how do you say, a good run. Collected a lot of beef, a lot of leather, picked up some nice flowers, and stumbled across some really nice stone, which is clay stone. Maybe we can build some nice house out of this stone. Although I didn't pick up that much. But yeah, finally found this place again where all these valuable high level ores are. So let's mine that stuff. I'm running out of space, so let's fix that first. What we can do is we can create some vessels that can hold a few more items for us. So let's make a fire pit. We will need that because we have to bake that vessel. Let's just get one single piece of wood. That's gonna suffice for our fire pit, but if we're gonna put it, it's gonna burn already, so let's make the vessel first. This is the recipe. You might recognize this image. This is from Vintagecraft still. I haven't had the opportunity to make a new graphics for this one yet. So, you can see here in the tooltip it says baking temperature 450 degrees. So this is where we have to get it. For that we can use peat. That is good enough. Let's make actually one more vessel. And that will allow us to hold a few items, not all. It can hold all kinds of food and all kinds of ores and stones, most of all, and then a few other items that give a small appearance, like clay, sticks, flax, not yet, but in the future will be, and a few other things. Maybe, you know what, let's make a second fire pit and use that one to cook the meat. Then we will be faster and we have enough peat to fuel both of them. And then and while this is cooking, I will collect that bismuth up there. That's gonna help us get to the Bronze Age. Alright, maybe this is finished. Perfect. Let's put the next vessel in and let's secure our ores in here and the stuff you want to keep for sure, which is these stones. And you see, this is just like extending your inventory really by a few more slots. And you can just put it anywhere, you can carry it around. Look in F3 mode, it looks like a cannonball. That's completely bugged still. And you can also, like I told you before, kneel over, shift and right click, and you can actually place it on the ground and you can still access it. And even better, very unknown feature actually, you can hold shift right click. Oh, not a stone. But you can shift right click. Is an item? No, that's not working. Okay. Never mind. Good. I want to demonstrate that you can actually place items inside, but apparently I didn't program it for the vessel, it seems. Okay. What shall we melt next? Do we need to melt anything? Not really. Okay. Good. Take out some beef and let's get this mined. So this is bismuth. Well, not yet. Now it's bismuth ore. This is required to create bismuth bronze. And you will need also one more ore, which is sphalerite, in order to create zinc. And that together with copper will give you bismuth bronze. So it's copper plus bismuth plus zinc gives you bismuth bronze, which is sort of the more durability variant of the two bronze variants that we have. And then there is the simple variant, which is 9 copper and 1 tin bar, makes tin bronze. That is generally a little bit stronger, but has a little bit less durability compared to bismuth bronze. Okay, here's some more. Let's get these two. Although we do not need much. Oh, here was the lignite. Look at that. Should have mined a little bit around it. Would have saved quite some time in that case, if you would have seen this beforehand. Alright, I do have quite some lignite though, so I do not mine it for now. Alright. Lag spike. Take this back. And let's mine a few pieces of logs on the way. I don't remember by heart where you went last time, but there was sphalerite somewhere. I guess we just went along the mountain cliff here last episode. So let's see if that will get us to our sphalerite. Ah, and there was cassiterite too, right? So we could start out with tin bronze first. So what we could do. There, even here was lignite. Okay. Terrible lag fest, unfortunately. That is terrible. Let's try without torch. Okay, I think you went this way, right? I went between the lakes. Let's try it just. And hopefully find our desired ore. Okay, I still haven't found cassiterite, but I found horses at least. Not that I can do anything with those, because I'm missing the flax. At least I did find some high fertility soil. You can find those in very warm and humid areas, and you will notice these by them huge trees that grow there in a very thick forests. And this high fertility soil that I have in my hands now, it's very useful for growing crops. It will make your crops grow significantly faster than when you would be using normal soil. And this one here, by the way, is low fertility, that I would not suggest to use for growing crops. Okay, I keep searching for our cassiterite. See you in a bit. Oh, that is our previous place. Oh man! Wait a minute, I think I came from here. Okay. Let's head over there then. There we go. There's the stuff we need. Up there. The hardest possible to reach place. And there was copper too. It didn't even look that close. Okay. Right, I'm gonna try and make some kind of bridge up there. See you in a bit. Alright. I managed to get up here. Let's mine this stuff somehow. That's gonna consume a lot of my pickaxe, I guess. Or maybe we can make a bridge. By the way, when it comes to mountains, don't forget you still can make ladders from the sticks that get dropped by the branchy leaves. And also you can still make leather armor, just like you always could in vanilla, like in vanilla Minecraft. I will have to create some leather armor really soon because whoa, that was close. Because I have now spent about 3 days in this game, or 4 days or so, and now I really start to notice that the mobs are becoming more common now. It's getting harder and harder to get around in the night, since it's we have this special timer in Vintagecraft that makes almost no mobs spawn in the beginning. Well, this is exactly enough. We are really lucky. This is exactly 8 pieces. I will create us 1 tin ingot, and exactly that will let us advance into the Bronze Age. That is excellent. Okay. Maybe I will look around a little more. Maybe I see still this sphelerite that we stumbled upon last episode. If we get that as well, that would be really awesome. And then I would actually start building a small base of operations. Our mini headquarters, so to speak. Okay, see you in a little bit again.